Welcome back. I'm playing Warhammer 40,000 Gladius, and I did end up disbanding all those Necron warriors. I just need those ore resources to help stimulate our economy so I can keep building different buildings as we're starting to produce our two cities and get them up and running, since I want to be making at least 2 buildings per turn, and each building typically costs about somewhere between 2 and 4 ore per turn, so I don't want to keep alternating back and forth, especially as we're getting into the higher tier technology, where if I get attacked, I hopefully can start getting Transcendent Catan. Oh, you bastard. Well, I was not expecting him to do that. I will admit that. Because I probably would send all of my Necron warriors over there to start engaging that city. But now I do not have that option anymore, so naturally I was holding onto those units in case something like this occurred, and now I am wholly unprepared. So I guess we'll get these buildings, and I'm going to be forced to start producing these things here, but I can't research obelisks because I never unlock the temple, actually. But I'm also running out of spaces to expand our city, so I think what I'm going to have to do is go back into our earlier tech trees and get that research going here. I mean, it should take... Oh, the tower destroyed too, huh? They're usually one of the factions that are frequently endgame, so I'm a little surprised by that. But yeah, this is quite the situation here, and then I'm going to need to get a bunch of energy if I'm going to start producing an army. So I am kind of in a tenuous situation here. Because it's like I want to keep expanding my cities, but I'm also pretty close to bankrupting myself. So I guess if I jump over to there, I can get those resources, and that should help increase our production. Or not production, but resource generation. And then if I do have to go back to earlier tech, that should be pretty cheap, and it should help us build up our research bank to help us upgrade the higher tech that we may be interested in quicker. I mean, we are generating 50 research or 50 energy a turn, so that should get us a pretty decent bank when we are producing our our units. Alright, let's get that. That'll get our aura and influence up by 10%. I actually think I am going to need to start getting some of these influence buildings going, unfortunately, because we're getting close to hitting our max. I could get the seismic assault, but I think I need to come down here and just get this going. Yeah, I am not liking this whole Chaos Necron base getting real close to me here. Because what I'm worried is they're going to see a weak base with Chaos if Necron starts to win. And then they're going to see my bases and then start attacking me. Or alternatively, if the Chaos forces kill that base that the Necrons have, then they may start producing units at this new base, and while they're flying over trying to attack the next Necron city, they may discover my units and then start attacking me. So I'll get this Canoptic workers to increase the production speed of our vehicle generating buildings once we start plopping them down. Yeah, definitely in a bad situation though here. I almost wonder if I'm going to be forced to build that third city right next to the Necron base above us here and roll the dice. Because I think for sure within the next 20 turns we'll have a good economy going with these two, but I think it's going to start stalling out. Yeah, that's the infantry and creatures. Which will help us get the Catan. Actually, if I come here, that'll boost my research by 20%. I should have done that sooner. And then let's focus on those so we can get our... Yeah, see, I'll need one summoning core to drop them down to 1 turn production for the Transcendent Catan. Honestly, I wonder if I shouldn't be focusing on upgrading some of these lower tier researches so I can just get a research bank up as high as possible. And then I can just rapidly get the higher tier research instead of waiting several turns when these lower tier upgrades could definitely be benefiting me. I mean, the Haunting Inscriptions will help us generate additional influence from our influence buildings that we're building up in the city to the north here. Now, unfortunately, that one only has 4 additional population and the city to the south has 10, so we're also going to need to be putting resources into expanding those populations as well. Alright, let's get those. And then, with you... Okay, good. I was doing a shelter, so that dramatically increased your buildings. So let's just put you to there. I could get the Destroyer Lord, but I don't really plan on using them anytime soon, so I think going with just weapon upgrades is the way to go. I think it's very likely we're going to end up going to war here in the next 20 turns for sure. Question is it going to give us enough time to get our elite units going or not? Yeah, see, now the Adeptus Sororitas are down inside their armor. These creatures are almost identical to their lesser ones beyond the inevitable sexual dimorphism. The Cryptex are keen to dissect them and ascertain perhaps why they are separated off into a separate battle formation and organization. We have plenty of bodies and captives, so we should proceed. Kinda dark. But seems like an appropriate end to the Adeptus Sororitas for the Necrons here. Damn. Alright, Eldar are gone too. The old one's creations are as weak as ever, and they themselves are impossibly strong. That said, we should seal off all webway gates that we can find to ensure there's no chance of having them face us again. Can get the infantry armor, but I'm not really planning on using them very much. I think we should probably just come up to the obelisk since we're getting everything upgraded here. It's now down to 1 turn, given how much research banks we've been building up. Our ore is quite low. The influence is going up nicely with these buildings. And I probably need to get the energy going too. But it's going to take several turns for me to get these production sites up and running. Yeah, these cities are going to get close to going to battle here. So I wonder if I shouldn't just put them onto a general building slot here. And then the question is do I start going with ore research or production? I think we just go for general production. Now I can get the Transcendent Catan. That'll help increase our production speeds. That could be pretty nice. Maybe we focus on that since we're not quite ready to start building the Catan and the obelisk yet. So therefore it may not be most prudent to focus on that upgrade if we're not generating them, whereas the production buildings are already been created and in use. Yeah, see, I can see the city shooting from the Necrons there, so they're definitely in battle. It's a little troublesome that, you know, several factions have just been eliminated over the last couple turns, because that means whole impossible difficulty AI armies are shifting around the map to attack a different target and start going in a different direction. Alright, so let's get the influence up here and the ore. I think we need to just get this city going for the ore production because we're falling so far behind. It's like a defensive tower in our cities. Yeah, our ore is already going into a negative situation. We haven't even made any units yet. It's just our building upkeep. Yeah, we're suffering loyalty penalties too because of that new city. Yeah, our population is getting pretty low too. So maybe I actually do want to focus on the ore. Actually, Lord's Commands could be good if I'm going to start building these buildings up. Because that'll decrease the cost of my influence for the rising ability, which should decrease the production time of new buildings, which could be essential for a new city. Given the loyalty penalties, will drop its production. Now, thankfully, the Chaos Forces are pushing their base towards the Necron, so hopefully they'll aggro each other. I was a little worried they were going to be pushing to the west towards me, in which case we're going to uncover each other's bases. Now, I'm sure they can still see my base, kind of like how I can see theirs at the Ashes of the Imperium. But technically we're on the edge of the Fog of War. So that should hopefully stop them from aggroing onto me. Alright, let's get this. And then I can use 63 influence to drop it to 1 turn, which definitely seems like a good trade. Guess let's just get Dimensional Corridor. Yeah, negative ore. Not good. My energy is still net positive, but I'm also producing quite a bit of buildings every turn. So it's never really popping off. Alright, what do I want to do here? I mean, I'd kind of like to do influence, but I think I might need to just do the ore instead. We'll start getting your loyalty up, so we can turn that to net positive. And then I think I'm going to just need to focus on my ore over here. Although I also need to get my population up. I could do Destroyer Lord, I guess, even though I'm not likely to be getting another hero in the near future. But once we take out that city from Chaos, I'll also have access to the Drukaro store, and I could buy better equipment for my heroes. Now, unfortunately, we've gotten to a point with the Necron Lord that if I just deleted him, he'd come back at a higher level than he is currently. But I would lose the population bonuses he's giving me until he comes back. Yeah, I just gotta get these cities going here. I mean, I have two turns per hero, which means I probably want to get another one of the hero production buildings here too, so I can drop them down to one turn, but I don't really expect myself to be spamming Necron heroes necessarily. The Cryptex are nice because they have the healing ability, and then the Necron Lords increase my population. I'm generally not a fan of the Destroyer Lord, but I'll get at least one just to show you what they can do. Alright, I think I just need to go for the 30% ore there and sacrifice the influence. And then I guess the infantry armor, even though I'm not going to build a lot of them, it will help the heroes. And if I'm going to put them into good equipment, I need to increase their survivability as much as possible. I'm getting to the point, though, that I'm generating so much research that I can get most research done in one turn, especially going back to the lower tiers that I skipped, and then while I'm building up the banks, that will allow me to continue my one-turn research even as I'm getting to the higher tier. Yeah, looks like the Necrons are still fighting up there. As long as they can stay kind of in a stalemate, that'll stop them from expanding my direction, giving me time to continually expand with my own bases and economy. So you have to waste all these turns generating loyalty, whereas the AI gets to bypass that whole aspect of the game because each one of their bases has 100 loyalty when it starts, and then only goes down as they're expanding into other cities. Let's see here. I guess we'll do that. Try to increase that melee damage again to help improve our heroes. Alright. Oh, don't be doing that, Necrons. Don't be doing that. Just dropped my ore production down by capturing that too, you bastard. Yeah, population's up to 13. The chaos one's up to 6. That's good. We'll put you over to there, because that's where I'm going to want you to be deploying. Let's get that loyalty up, some more population buildings, and then I think we just need to focus on ore with the rest of your stuff here. Focus on the 240s. Alright, get the extra vehicle armor up, because we should be getting close to starting to generate an army. I'd really like to get that ore production up higher, though. Because I seem to recall the higher tier Necron units require quite a bit of ore to maintain them. And we're already using a bunch of ore to maintain our buildings as we're expanding those. Ah, shit. Do not form a city there, Necrons. Yeah, it's 120 energy and 60, so that's 180 energy to get those two together. And I don't remember if the merger costs resources too or not. Alright, let's get that Bound Catan. We'll get that. I thought we had dropped these guys down to 1-turn productions, but I guess not. I definitely feel like I'm playing with fire here. You know, we got Necrons to the north of us that are starting to move in on us. We've got Chaos Base that's getting closer to pushing in into our territory. I think he's running... Yep. I knew that was going to happen. I knew that was freaking going to happen. So now if he produces any units at that base, he's going to see my bases. And Chaos is starting to capture tiles west into my territory. So I think war is upon us. So that will help me kill units if I'm attacking bases, which is what's most likely to happen, because I'm hoping I'm going to attack them before they start attacking me. But I don't think I can wait any longer. Yeah. Space Marine city is right there. I can't believe how close they are to the Necrons. Surprised they're not actually fighting the Necrons. We've all just been coexisting very closely here. I mean, maybe I should start getting some heroes going too? Targeting is done. Yep, here's our obelisk. Yeah, I remember there being a mortis engine. Okay, so it just consumes movement and action points, but does not cost additional resources. And then it looks like you can use the Catan abilities with the obelisk attack, but you lose your mortis engine effect. Alright, well, let's get the defensive structures too, just in case I do get myself attacked. Since we're now out of energy with only producing one Tesseract Vault. And we're about to drop into negative ore territory again too. Yeah, so that seems to be an anti-infantry weapon. And then with armor piercing a 9, that's an anti-vehicle weapon. What do I want to do for attack? I mean, the monolith will let me use my dimensional stability abilities for warping guys around. I don't know if it's really essential though. I think we're going to have to just pause our production for a little bit of time. This will increase our weapon attack, so I think that's probably the best way to go. Okay, well, maybe the Space Marines are fighting the Necrons. They're dropping Fortress of Redemption. They better not come and attack me, though. Because those Space Marines will definitely be able to kill me. So now this stupid Necron city there becomes a huge liability. If the Space Marines start dropping or driving aerial units next to my units, to attack his city, then he's going to expose my cities. Yeah, this is such a bad situation. I'm hiding in the corner like a rat, and they're all on my border getting ready to attack me. Sounds like another city just got founded, but I'm not sure where. Alright, Alright, so we got the obelisk. Let's bring these guys together. Now I got a second Tesseract vault, but I have negative 11 frickin' ore production. If I do this, I only have 18 energy. And I need to be building buildings instead. So let's do that to drop our production down to 1 turn. Actually, let's do that to get the aircraft, and then I'll unlock the Doom Scythe if I'm going to do that. Although Seismic Assault would be nice, so he would have a better attack with his Catan, since I am going to likely start attacking these bases. Because I don't think I can keep waiting much longer before I start aggroing guys onto me. Whether from the factions themselves that are on my border or from the other AI armies that are attacking it. You can see that there's battles up at the Sayer city there. You could see the Goss green attack from the city. So I'm guessing the Space Marines are attacking that city. Alright, they did take out that other city. So hopefully that means they'll move on to Unkai, or however you say it, instead of pushing further south. See, now these frickin' Chaos are pushing into my area. So I need to take out that city. I don't think the Hammer of Wrath helps the Tesseracts. Alright. That doesn't seem like it's particularly strong. It's another anti-infantry spell. I can get the Doom Scythe, but I don't think I'm going to be able to afford them. We can keep producing the buildings, though. We can get that to help our ore or our energy production, and I can get the energy up here as well, because I don't want them to end up capturing that location. That would help me get loyalty up. And now you're ready to start getting your plus 40 ore buildings going, so let's get those. And then capture probably another ore location away from the Fortress of Redemption. I don't remember how much damage these Tesseracts do against cities, though. Because the big thing is if I can push in there and kill the city really quick, then I shouldn't hopefully aggro them to attack me. If I drag it out, then they'll certainly come for me, especially with a level 3 hero. What I don't know is would the Necrons and Space Marines start to fight each other? Or the Space Marines and Chaos, I mean. Or if they're just going to keep focusing on the Necrons. And then the question is how many bases do they have going towards the east? Is it just those 2 or 1 there and there's others? Or do they come up to the north further? That would be 3 ore upkeep, 30 for construction. God, I just don't know what I want to do. I think I gotta go and attack, though. I don't think I can just keep waiting any longer for this. And we'll get the Doom Scythe. Oh, that's right. Because that's just the default aircraft that I had there, and it's not even the attack craft. Yeah, so it's Skimmer, they heal 4 health per turn, 2 accuracy when attacking the city, extra armor, so my attack buffs are helping me, and next turn I should be able to kill this city, hopefully before it aggroes guys onto me. Don't think I'll be able to take over that city though, or the tiles, because I think it's going to be too close to Necrons, aggroing Space Marines, and then Chaos. Yeah, city's attacking me. Yep, here we go. It's got level 10 heroes going. Attacking me with this meta tendrils or whatever they're called. Which is a good armor piercing attack that the warpsmiths have access to. Alright, that's down. Let's level you and get you here. And then let's sell that, and let's start equipping them with better stuff here. Alright, that should be helpful. So now he should be a good tank damage dealer. One Chaos City has been obliterated. And we'll use that. And then I probably want to start generating energy here. Yeah, so these are 40 cost and then 4 ore per turn for construction. Let's just reduce the cooldown to the Necrodermis repair. Yeah, so you can see Chaos moving up there. I assume they're going to fight the Necron city. What I don't know is, was that thing produced at the city I just killed or not? I don't think so, because I think the Warp Priest was. Warp Smith, I guess it is. I hear quite a few attacks, though. Shit. I think I aggroed them. Now they got their Terminators going. Bunch of low-tier infantry. They're up to level 10 heroes. I'll just try to get some kills here. Put you in the trees so you'll have a defensive protection. Question is, do you think they're going to attack my city? If they do, then I guess we should get that going. Alright, well, at least we'll get another Tesseract vault up here. I'm a little worried the Necrons are going to get killed and then Chaos is going to turn on me. Because I'm guessing they have several cities, so they're going to massively outproduce me, obviously, since I only have one production city and I can't even afford to get my ultimate units out one per turn. Because I just don't have the resources for it. maybe we'll get lucky and Chaos and the Space Marines, while they're killing the tag teaming the Necrons, will then start fighting each other. And that'll shift their forces up north. Yeah, looks like they're coming down to fight me. This is what I was worried about. Alright, good. Another level, more population. Yeah, I think we just need to start spamming buildings as much as we can here. Get dimensional sanction up. It's 120 influence to get that. Hold off until we get attacked, I suppose. Yeah, he's got land raiders. I'm not surprised by that. That'll do good damage against our Tesseracts. Did decent damage against our hero, even though he's all buffed up with all those items. Let's see, that's ore and influence, ore and influence, ore and influence. So I guess I could get some heroes going. Those actually look like neutrals. No, they're not. Those are Havocs there. Alright, let's just get this ore up. Keep focusing on the dimensional stuff, I guess. Yeah, there's definitely battles happening all around us here. This is not a good situation. Ugh. Go away, Chaos. I wonder if I could get a force strong enough that I could run along the southern border here, because we saw how quickly we took out that base. And then I assume the rest of his bases are going to be farther east. Yeah, that doesn't do very good damage here. Alright, let's just start shifting you down here. Have you keep attacking there. You start getting me energy, because I need to frickin' get my energy production higher so I can start getting armies going every turn. Yeah, we do have the hero here, so we can get the Cryptek. He's got his heal going. We're now getting level 7s as they're getting created. So we can get him over to the Influence Center to help get him kitted out while we're pushing. And that'll help us heal the Tesseracts as well. Necrons are down. I was not expecting that. So a rival dynasty of our crown world. Of course we repudiated, fought, and destroyed them. But we pity them too. For the 1,000 years they slept, only to wake here and die at our hand. Perhaps is easier. Ugh. Alright, so now the question is Chaos and Space Marines going to fight each other, or are they going to get dragged down into my territory? Oh shit, they're coming for me. Alright, so we gotta kill these guys like post-haste here before they drag the Space Marines at us. Alright, we got the Destroyer Lord here. So his Reapers is level 6 ability, which gives him accuracy and armor. Free action. Got Jet Charge, it gives him movement and damage reduction. And then Bloody Crusade increases damage. And Destruction Protocol, which causes enemy units around him to take extra damage. Now if I do this, we better move you back up to here so you can level. Yeah, you won't get the kill, unfortunately. But this guy will. And I can move you up to there to get those resources, and you can take out those guys. You've leveled again. We'll get you your level 6 ability, which allows you to summon Triarch Praetorians. But I think I'd rather do the Void Strike then. That way we have additional damage, and then we'll get the Hammer of Wrath, because that will be utilized by the Destroyer Lord. And now with our energy buildings, we can get our other units being produced. We got a net positive ore situation again. So I think with this, we'll call quits here for the day. I hope you're enjoying these videos. If you are, please give my channel a like and subscribe. Encourage me to post more content for you. Have a great day.